If Dior Homme had a niche brother with better manners and stronger game, it would be Love Flame. What's good, guys? Hunter here and welcome back to Fragrance Hunter, your one-stop location regarding all things fragrance. Though today we are reviewing another fragrance from the house of Dastan, which I've already reviewed 3 fragrances from them, and they've all pretty much been heavy hitters, guys. I Love Flame might be another one as well. I cannot wait to share my thoughts on this. And like I said in the intro, if you're a fan of something like Dior Homme Intense, Dior Homme Parfum, you have to check out Love Flame, guys, especially if you're an iris lover, which I know a lot of you guys are. If you're living under a rock and this is the first time you heard about House of Dastan, they are a new niche brand. The owner of House of Dastan is also the owner of maxx, which I know a lot of you guys have probably heard of. They're kind of like this fragrance retailer, fragrance discounter, one of the best fragrance websites on the market. And the owner put so many years into making House of Dastan, and it absolutely shows. They now have 6 fragrances in their lineup. Like I said, I've already reviewed 3. This is actually the 4th one. So many heavy hitters like Light Breeze, which is perfect for the summertime. They have Game of Joy, one of the most unique fruity fragrances. They also have Unseen, which is like the cleanest linen fragrance you'll ever smell. And then Love Flame is going to be the romantic fragrance, guys. Also want to shout out maxx for sending this one over for review. Of course, I'm still going to keep it honest with you guys with my opinions. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. But you already know I hooked you guys up with a discount code. You can use code HUNTER15 on maxx to save some money on House of Dastan, because these are pretty expensive, so it's nice to save some money when you can. Let's run down some information. So release date is going to be 2025. Like I said, this is a brand new fragrance house. For the retail price, only size a full bottle comes in, which is the 100 ml, is going to run you $275, which I know is expensive, but this is a niche brand at the end of the day. And if you use code HUNTER15, that's going to save 15% off of that price. But they also do have 10 ml travel sprays in the same exact bottle design, very high quality, for I believe $50. And you can also, of course, get samples much cheaper. The concentration with this one, like the rest of the line, is going to be an extrait de parfum. So you are probably getting around like 30% oil concentration with this, the highest of perfume oils in a fragrance, which is nice. The perfumer behind this one is the man himself, the legend Richard Herpen. Master perfumer went behind making these fragrances. He is basically the in-house perfumer for House of Dastan. He's also known for making my favorite Tom Ford, which is Oud Wood, an icon, classic, and timeless fragrance that will forever be around, guys. So yeah, Richard Herpen is the nose behind Love Flame. All the information out of the way, let's go ahead and look at the packaging and presentation you're gonna get with House of Dastan's Love Flame now. So take a look at this box, which I love the aesthetic of this box. It kind of gives me like Rolex type-ish style with the green. Of course, you have the gold kind of House of Dastan logo on the front with that plaque, Love Flame. Nothing on the bottom, nothing on top. On the back, you're going to have some information as well as a barcode and batch code to authenticate your product and see when it was produced. These are also made in the USA. And you open it up like so, and you have the House of Dastan logo right there and a foam cutout where your bottle is going to be safely housed. All in all, beautiful box presentation. Let's look at the beautiful bottle now. All right, take a look at this art piece with this bottle design, guys. It is based off of Persian pillars, I believe, as far as the design goes, because this is a Persian cultured fragrance brand. House of Dastan Love Flame right there. On the bottom, you do have inked in your batch code. On the back, the same exact thing with that gold plaque. Gold plaque on the top with the House of Dastan logo. Nothing inside of the cap, nothing on the atomizer. The cap is kind of heavy, even though it's plastic, because of that plated top on there. It does give it some weight, and it does click into place. Extremely secure, guys. All in all, beautiful presentation that's gonna look beautiful on anybody's shelf. For the notes, you have iris, orchinox, patchouli, chocolate, lavender, vanilla, musk, tolu balsam, sandalwood, bergamot, cardamom, benzoin, carrot seeds, black pepper, cedarwood, castoreum, ambret, vetiver, cypress, and mandarin. And this is going to be classified as a powdery woody. So let's spray this and test out these atomizers. Honestly, the atomizers aren't that satisfying. They could improve them, but at the end of the day, that's not the biggest deal. So let's go ahead and remind myself of Love Flame. For all my iris lovers out there, you're gonna be in absolute heaven with Love Flame, because in the opening, you're gonna get one of the most luxurious, waxy, kind of lipsticky iris notes I've ever smelled in my entire life, guys. It's so high quality with the iris in this one. It is, of course, going to remind you a little bit of something like Dior Homme Intense, Dior Homme Parfum, etc. It's in that realm, but just done in the highest possible quality and niche-like way, guys, if you know what I'm talking about. This is insane when it comes to iris. So what makes Love Flame stand apart is going to be that chocolate note in the opening alongside the iris, guys. Now, the chocolate is this dark, kind of edible, luxurious chocolate note. Not overly sweet, maybe a little bit on that bitter, dark chocolate side of things. Picture like a luxurious, dark chocolate truffle dusted in this kind of makeup. That's the exact opening I get with Love Flame, and it's literally insane. I mean, really, waxy iris, dark, luxurious chocolate combined together. Come on, dude, that's crazy. I will say this is probably the most luxurious, romantic smelling fragrance from House of Dastan easily. Making our way into the mids, where things start to become a little bit more spicy, you are gonna get this very spicy cardamom note, kind of mixed together with this aromatic, spicy lavender as well. This combination together kind of adds this seductive warmth, kind of like the scent of a cashmere scarf wrapped around somebody you're thinking about. That's the exact vibe the mid gives off in Love Flame, and I'm all for it, guys. So cozy, so warm and spicy, man. Do not worry, that iris and chocolate in the opening is not going anywhere anytime soon, because that opening is insane and probably the most captivating part about the entire DNA. And then in the base of Love Flame is you're gonna get that patchouli. Now the patchouli in this particular one is going to be that earthy kind of chocolatey patchouli, because a lot of times patchouli can come across chocolatey, and it absolutely does in the base of Love Flame. And I love when patchouli comes across like that. And I think it just works absolutely flawlessly with the chocolate in the opening. Very, very earthy, chocolatey patchouli, no doubt about it. Probably the most dominant note I'm detecting in the base of this one. But of course, this fragrance is very complex. So you are gonna get that chocolatey patchouli, but you're also gonna get this very sweet, warm, spicy vanilla, very, very strong. And of course, this would not be a House of Dastan fragrance without that signature touch from the Orchinox, which is going to be this kind of synthetic, musky, ambery note. Think something like Ambroxan, Ambrofix, etc. It's in that kind of realm, but I do think it's a more luxurious molecule compared to Ambrofix or Ambroxan, guys, and it's a very unique, very different, and just so high quality. And I haven't seen this note in any other fragrances besides House of Dastan, so it is definitely their signature touch. And I would imagine any fragrance that comes after this one or any new releases is probably going to have that Orchinox base as well, and I love when fragrance brands do that. Honestly, I think every high quality fragrance brand should have a signature touch in their DNA that kind of makes them stand apart, and when you smell it, you know, okay, that's that particular fragrance. When I think of something like that, maybe like Amouage with their incense. I mean, you can seriously detect an Amouage from a mile away because of the incense they're known for. House of Dastan is with that musky, ambery Orchinox. And by the way, that note lasts a very, very long time. It's one of the strongest molecules I've ever came across. So if you're like a die-hard Dior Homme Intense, Dior Homme Parfum fan, and that's like your favorite designer release of all time, this right here is going to be your favorite niche release of all time. I guarantee it. For seasons, I'm rocking Love Flame primarily in the spring, fall, and winter. Probably more so like spring evening times rather than spring days when it's kind of hot outside, and absolutely fall and winter easily, because this does suit the colder climate a little bit better, but also a more evening situated fragrance rather than a day situated fragrance. For occasion, this is without a doubt a formal fragrance in my opinion, guys. The kind of fragrance you want to rock on a romantic outing, going to an important event, going something that you want to make a statement, you want to be remembered, and you want to ooze confidence. This is the fragrance for that, guys. This is going to be the perfect date night out fragrance. It's so romantic, so luxurious, and that's exactly when I wear this one when I'm going on a date. If you saw my short, I was actually out on a dinner date somewhere nice, and I was rocking Love Flame because I think this fragrance suits a date perfectly. This is not going to be like your clubbing fragrance. It's more of a romantic setting, kind of quiet nights, intimate conversations you're having with somebody you're with. That's the vibe and best time to wear Love Flame. Easily, guys, so absolutely a more formal fragrance. So for gender, Love Flame is classified as a unisex fragrance, and unisex this one is, guys. It can go both way, masculine and feminine in my opinion with the DNA. But on a guy, it smells very creative, thoughtful, and intentional. And on a woman, I can imagine this coming across very powdery, sensual, and strong without being too loud, if you know what I mean. So yeah, very much a unisex fragrance that everybody can enjoy. For age groups, I do think this one is slightly more on the mature side of things. It's not going to be your typical kind of teenager fragrance, early 20s fragrance either. It's more so suited for anybody probably 25 and up. This is why I imagine rocking this the absolute best. Somebody in the mid to late 20s, if you're looking for something romantic, confident, and more mature smelling without coming across too old school, this is the exact fragrance for you. Yeah, definitely gives off somebody in the mid 20s and older that has their life together a little bit. going out a lot to like romantic dinners, taking out ladies, etc., that's who rocks Love Flame the absolute best that I'm picturing, which is actually the exact category I'm in. So man, this is a date night weapon guaranteed. For the performance you're gonna expect to get from Love Flame, now this is actually an extrait de parfum, and thank goodness it performs like an extrait, guys, as far as the longevity goes, because I did get upwards of that 12-hour mark of solid longevity on skin, on clothes, so you're not gonna have to worry about reapplying this one or it fading too quickly, which is great. It's definitely one of the longest lasting fragrances from House of Dastan, easily probably on par with the Game of Joy, which are two of the strongest ones. And when it comes to the projection, this fragrance is on that kind of soft to moderate side of projection. It does sit a little bit closer to the skin, but honestly, I think that's in its own favor, to be honest. Because like I've been saying throughout this entire review, this is going to be a date night out fragrance in the evenings, guys, and you don't want to have a fragrance kind of screaming off your skin. You want it to come across a little bit more intimate, have your date come closer to you. That's the exact kind of projection Love Flame is going to give, and that's perfect and exactly what I look for on a date out. Not something that's going to be too strong, overwhelm whoever you're with, etc. It kind of presents itself in the air like a whisper, drawing people into you, guys. That's how Love Flame comes across. So if you're looking for your signature go-to date night fragrance, Love Flame is going to be that. So at the end of the day, Love Flame is a niche gem that kind of balances this kind of romance, waxy Irish, chocolatey gourmand facets in a way that I've never come across before. If you love Irish, you love something like Dior Homme Intense, Dior Homme Parfum, then I honestly do believe Love Flame deserves a spot in your rotation, guys, and in your collection, of course. So let me know down in the comments below if you guys have checked out House of Dastan yet, if you're thinking about it, and which one catches your eye the most. And obviously, do not forget to use code HUNTER15 to save some cash. So hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss any future content like this one. And of course, I'll catch all of you back here in my next upload. Take care, everybody.